John Bradley, a mortician, is unaware that his cold-hearted wife is actually having an affair with his brother, but this is witnessed by their daughter Susan, who sets one of her pet tarantulas on her, whereupon she dies, apparently of a heart attack. After a group of rowdies kill one of Susan's pet tarantulas, she decides to use them to start wreaking revenge on the bullies, along with anybody who ever wronged her father, or anyone who just looked at her funny. These would include her uncle, who is also a police detective, and has apparently had the hots for her since she was a little girl.
My name is Uncle Nobby. I hang around primary schools.
And just a word to anybody thinking of keeping tarantulas: you do not put them in bird cages or hamster cages or whatever these are. You don't put two of them in the same tank unless it's for mating purposes, and you most certainly do not stroke their backs, because some tarantulas, including the Mexican red-kneed species used here, have barbed hairs on their backs which can cause painful skin irritations. The problem here is that the tarantulas are not actually dangerous. They might be frightening to arachnophobics, who are not actually going to watch a movie with the word tarantula in the title, but the people who die in this movie just seem to be victims of their own ignorance or stupidity. For example, someone smashes a car window and then manages to cut their own throat on the jagged glass. Oh, and some bloke seems to be building his own space station. Eventually, police detective Uncle Nobby goes into Susan's room to satisfy his amorous desires. There's a struggle, he gets pushed down the stairs, and you thought it was only the suspects who had these kinds of little accidents. And Susan puts him in a coffin, in a scene which quite honestly would have worked better if it didn't go on forever. And that is another problem with this movie. For half the runtime, very little seems to happen. And if you hadn't already guessed, this is basically Willard with tarantulas. The difference is that it had a strong cast of characters, played by good actors. In this movie, however, Susan never really comes alive. The villain of the piece is just stock sleazeball, and we're not really made to care about any of the other characters either.
Hello!